even the strongest and smartest among us eventually end up in the sweet embrace of death. And no matter how powerful historical figures were, some of them died in a strange or a stupid fashion. In this video we'll list some of these bizarre deaths. Strap in, Ferryman waits for no one. Ancient Greek dramaturg Aeschylus is considered the father of the tragedy genre, and he is known for plays like Seven Against Thebes and Prometheus Bound. Aeschylus probably lived a peaceful life, but his death was completely out of the left field. Legend tells that he was killed when an eagle mistook his balding head for a rock and dropped a tortoise on it, and that death from a falling object was actually prophesied for him. That reminds me, honey, where's my rock game? Athenian lawmaker Draco has a somewhat tainted reputation because the legislation implemented by him was harsh, and even today we call the laws that we don't particularly like draconian. Still, compatriots respected him, and he was part of the revered group called Seven Sages of Greece. His death wasn't any fun though. After one of his best speeches, Athenians applauded him, and in admiration threw their hats and cloaks towards him. Legends claim that he suffocated. And that is why I keep my speeches modest and avoid universal praise. There are many similarities between two nomadic conquerors, Attila and Genghis Khan. But beyond historical similarities, there are the oddity of their death. Fringe theorists claim that both died in a similar fashion at the highest point of their conquests. Both took wives from the conquered nations and were killed by their new spouses on the night of the wedding. It's hard to definitely say if Genghis Khan really died similarly to Attila, or it's a fabrication, but in any case, only thing he needed to avoid it was subscribing to our channel. German Emperor Frederick Barbarossa was one of the strongest monarchs of his time, and he fought off a number of candidates of his throne, increased his influence in Italy, and won a big battle against Seljuks during the Third Crusade. Unfortunately for him and his army, Emperor drowned in the Salif River in Turkey when he tried to swim across to set an example for his troops. Phoenix once crossed a bridge over this river, but he probably would also have drowned if he tried to swim. He's not a good swimmer. John I was the king of Bohemia. He lost his sight while crusading in Lithuania, but that didn't stop him in his knightly endeavors. John joined French in the beginning of the 100 Years' War, and although he was blind, amid the Battle of Crécy in 1346, he ordered his knights to help him reach the enemy and strike at them. John and his entourage fought valiantly, but died on this day. Charles II was the king of Navarre, small kingdom between France and Spain, but his deeds left a big impression on the contemporaries, hence the nickname Charles the Bad. Throughout the 100 Years' War, he constantly changed the sides and terrorized everyone to gain more lands. Eventually he was utterly crushed in his ambitions and left with a small kingdom. During the epidemic outbreak, Charles' physician advised him to be swaddled in alcohol-soaked linen. Unfortunately, one of the servants tried to burn an errant thread with a candle, and Charles died horribly. Wasting alcohol is a deadly sin. This would, my friends. King Martin of Aragon and Sicily was unremarkable, and his rule was relatively peaceful. Sadly, his death ended his dynasty as he left no heirs. Some claim that the king was poisoned or was a victim of a plague, but there are accounts asserting that Martin died of laughter. He literally died when his jester told him a joke. King failed to stop laughing, fell on the floor, and passed away. We are not going to dignify this joke with a narration, you can see it on your screen. Nonetheless, we can inform you that even Phoenix knows better anecdotes. Maybe not. Alexander I was the Russian emperor who led his country to victory over Napoleon, and later formed the Holy Alliance to suppress revolutions in Europe. Officially, he died in typhus while on voyage around his holdings. However, shortly after the emperor's death, an old man named Fyodor Kuzmich appeared in Siberia and gained notoriety for the knowledge of their courtly affairs and foreign languages. It is said that upon Fyodor's death, Alexander's marriage certificate was found in his belongings. Even more suspicious is the fact that Fyodor Kuzmich was canonized by the Orthodox Church. Ruskies, suka. Swedish King Adolf Frederick didn't really do anything of note during his reign and wasn't much more than a figurehead for the parties fighting for authority in the parliament. However, his gastronomical appetite was impressive. In 1771, King ate himself to death. Here's the short list of his last meal: lobster, caviar, cabbage, smoked herring, champagne, 14 servings of his favorite dessert, semla in hot milk. Or maybe he was killed by Phoenix for not sharing. We'll never know. Grigory Rasputin is one of the most curious figures in history. He was a mythic and faith healer, and historians marvel at the fact that Tsar family was under such a heavy influence of a simple peasant from Siberia. Some claim that his action was one of the reasons for the revolution of 1917, but in any case, nobility hated him. Group of aristocrats attempted to kill him with poison, but Rasputin showed no signs that it even affected him, and his assassins had to stab and then shoot him. Then they put him in a sack and threw in a river, but it's said that when the sack was found it was half-ripped, as Rasputin tried to claw his way back to life. Ra ra Rasputin, lovers of the Russian queen, la 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 la. This was top 10 stupid deaths of historical figures. What would you like to add to this list? If you like this video, please leave thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to our channel. This was New York Sun Phoenix channel, and we will catch you on the next one.